Pinheiro said the Syrian government remains responsible for the majority of the civilian casualties, killings, and maintaining its course of civilians daily. What is the reaction of the government, especially, as you said right now, because we have the problem of the ISIL and your government has to deal with that? What's your response to what they are saying right now in Geneva and accusing the government of the bulk of the killings there?
Our ambassador in Geneva responded immediately to this statement, and he elaborated lengthily on its provisions. But just to make a long story short, this commission did not cooperate with the Syrian government at all while investigating these facts. This commission did not go to Syria. This commission's members did not interview any Syrian inside Syria. This commission has been biased from the beginning because the High Commissioner, the previous one, was not genuine in its approach towards the Syrian crisis. The same way the many countries in the General Assembly reacted to the crisis in Syria by adopting Qatari draft resolutions and Saudi draft resolution and Turkish draft resolution and French draft resolution. Then now, you know, what used to be called the Friends of the Syrian People, numbered by 137, now they are only 11. Because everybody have opened their eyes and they know now what's going on in Syria. It's about combating terrorism. From the beginning, this is how it was, and this is what was the situation that was prevailing in Syria. We said it, we suggested cooperating with the Commission, something we did with regard to chemicals, for instance, which was a successful mission, because they cooperated with the Syrian government. You cannot neglect this cooperating and coordinating with the Syrian government and then accusing the Syrian government of doing this and that. We have to be realistic. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will talk to you tomorrow.
I'm here with Paulo Sergio Pinheiro, who is the chairperson of the UN Human Rights Council Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Syria 2011-2012. Paulo, your commission published a report at the end of February that drew enormous attention because it concluded that Syrian government forces had, quote, committed widespread, systematic, and gross human rights violations amounting to crimes against humanity, unquote. It was a 72-page report, and it was compiled even though you were unable to go into Syria itself because the government would not let you in. Let me ask you this. Why should we believe this report if you were unable to go into Syria to investigate it?
I think that first I must say that I have participated in other mandates that I was not able to go to the country. Myanmar during 8 years and Venezuela 7 years when I was rapporteur of the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights, and happily President Chavez never let me in Venezuela. But of course, the fact that you have not access, this doesn't mean that you will not have information. I must even say that in many of my missions in countries, I am always, and my colleagues, we are very prudent, very cautious not to expose victims. What you get from meeting the victims, it's impressive in terms of the impact on your emotion, etc. But the hard data, the hard information will not get in interviews in the country. You have this by other means and indirect contacts and etc. And that what we managed to get, it was through information from Syrians abroad, not only people in opposition to the government, but common people that decide to leave the country. And let's not forget that the UN is there in Syria. Then we have first-hand information through the UN system. That sometimes people forget this, and besides that, we have had interviews by Skype. I don't understand that the government is not able to censor Skype. That's a great thing. And also we have We don't have yet a satellite as George Clooney, but we used a lot of satellite imagery. Then all this, let's say, of course we are frustrated of not having access, but this doesn't mean that we have not been able to prepare honest, comprehensive picture of the situation in the country.